made this. The hang drum, honey. Somebody should send me a hang drum. Can I have a hang drum? You like the like that stuff that you always hear in the background of your crime shows? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. What is up, America? How's everybody doing? I know I just started on here. I should probably take a moment because YouTube doesn't update right away on all that. But what's up, America? We've got some news going on we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get into the hardcore conservative news. And then, what's up, Dirk Diggler? Play it for show. And then after we get through the hardcore conservative news, I'll show you some of the dumb fuckery that's going on Twitter, like I always do, with Zohran Mamdani, the socialist, and a lot of the Muslim bullshit that's going on and the people that have been murdered, the attacks in Nigeria. We do have some of that went on with Donald Trump now saying, or at least the Nigerian government with Donald Trump saying that there might be boots on the ground in Nigeria to kill a bunch of terrorist fucks. So I think that's fantastic. I support boots on the ground down in Nigeria. They're murdering Christians. Fuck them. Who do these assholes think they are? They have no idea who they're dealing with. And the United States military will bang them out, not only financially, but also through their entire life force. So I hope they enjoy the long dick of the Marine Corps, because that'll probably be coming here shortly throughout Nigeria. So fantastic job there from Donald Trump killing those fucks. Florida woman, age 36, I need to do a video on this, killed in a random stabbing attack outside of a Dollar General store. Gee, I wonder what persuasion the perpetrator was. 36-year-old woman stabbed to death last month in an unprovoked attack outside of a Dollar General store in Florida. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office, what? Yeah. Said Cheyenne Kastner was ambushed by Lamar Beasley, age 54, in a parking lot. Of a Fruitland Park town in Central Florida. Beasley stabbed her more than 40 times in a random attack. There's no indication that they knew each other, nor is there any evidence that the two interacted before the attack. She was obviously rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Beasley ran away, who was found nearby in a camper where he was, what's up, Donnie? Where he was apprehended and taken to jail. No words can bring back the irreparable harm to Mrs. Kastner's family or friends of this asshole that stabbed her to death 40 times with that unprovoked. Beasley was also a convicted sex offender, of course he was, who was released from prison in July after serving over 4 years for not complying with registering as a sex offender. Wonder what his initial crime was. Oh, he was convicted of a series of violent offenses throughout the 90s and early 2000s, including burglary, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, armed robbery with a firearm, and sexual battery. What a nice pile of shit. I would hope they execute him, but I'm sure they won't, because we're a bunch of vaginas anymore here in the United States. Shame it wasn't always that way. Same problem here in Germany. Yeah, I know. I weep for Germany. I wish we could go in and get all the visitors, the Muslim visitors, out of your country. I would definitely love to help, but unfortunately, the Western European governments have turned into soft bread stool. So I don't know what to do about that. Did you see the Irish Prime Minister meeting with Greta Thunberg? I mean, I'm all for helping the environment, but that fucking gremlin's insane. The guy was charged December 1st for first-degree murder and the killing of her. On December 18th, prosecutors filed a motion for the death penalty. Good, fuck that asshole. Capital felony was especially heinous and cruel, according to the Attorney General. In her obituary, she was remembered as someone that flied the world filled the world around her with light, humor, and unmistakable spark that's entirely her own. She was described as kind, intelligent, and genuine, and the guy that killed her was described as a worthless piece of shit who I would like to shoot to death at a firing squad. What an absolute pile of disgraceful human excrement. And I hope he gets executed for his crimes. And that's what that is. Target workers beg for relief from agonizing store tradition, and customers agree. Target workers were excited for the Christmas jingles to stop, but they have to wait one more day. On Friday, a full day after shoppers tore through festival wrap presents, holiday tunes are continuing to play, with the final last Christmas song playing over and over. It's driving customers and staff up the walls. Target workers who asked not to be named said, "I can't stand the music anymore. I'm going out of my mind. I'm going to blow my brains out if I hear Last Christmas one more time." I can confirm that they are still playing the same Christmas songs repeatedly, says shoppers and Target staff on Reddit posts. It's the latest issue that experts are wondering whether Target is starting to lose its touch. Gee, who knew? Really? You didn't know Target lost touch with reality? Target sucks. I haven't been there in like 2.5 years to shop. Obviously, South Park is now trolling Donald Trump once again. South Park writers snap up Donald Trump Kennedy Center web domains to troll Donald Trump after predicting name grab. Former writer of South Park pulled off a long-term troll by purchasing Trump Kennedy domain names on the web months in advance of the president's renaming of the Kennedy Center. Imagine if it's going to be awful for Karen. Yeah. Last week, the White House announced that the government-owned Arts Theater would be renamed a Trump Kennedy Center, something writer Toby Martin anticipated. Morton purchased a domain name, TrumpKennedyCenter.org, and TrumpKennedyCenter.com last August after learning the president plan to remake and rename the center. As soon as Trump began gutting the Kennedy Center's board earlier this year, I thought, yep, that's what I'm going to do. The rest followed on schedule. He said of Trump December, it's a move to officially rename the building, and now the South Park writer owns all the Donald J. Trump Kennedy Center.org net and com names so that the government or Donald Trump or the Kennedy Center can no longer rename any of it without adding a dot, a hyphen, or any type of third special characters. Oh my fucking God. I hate this planet that we're living on. Can we please blow this fucking thing up? I hate this place. It's funny, don't get me wrong, but fuck. 19-year-old girl who vanished without a trace on Christmas Eve morning walked into a Texas human trafficking hotspot. Now new fears. 19-year-old Texas woman vanished without a trace during a routine Christmas Eve morning walk, disappearing just minutes after leaving her home in a region long flagged by authorities as a human trafficking corridor. I am not in China. That's Chinatown. I did take the picture, though. Camille Mendoza Olmos was last seen shortly before 7 a.m. Wednesday, Christmas Eve, after leaving her home in Bexar County, Texas, on the outskirts of San Antonio, according to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. A Clear Alert, Texas statewide system for locating missing and endangered adults has been issued as the desperate search continues. Surveillance videos. What's up, America? How you guys doing? Surveillance video. Don't forget to thumbs up the live stream. Gift if you're rich. Hey, I just found out recently when I started doing this that they even did that, like TikTok. So good on you, YouTube. Surveillance videos from that morning shows an individual believed to be Camilla standing near her vehicle with the lights on, appearing to search inside the car for an unidentified item. Moments later, the footage ends. Camilla's car was still parked at the home, leading authorities to believe she left the area. She has not been seen since. 5'4", 110 pounds. She was last seen wearing baby blue and baby blue and black hoodie, blue pajama bottoms, and white shoes. What's up, America? How you guys doing? I'm in Indiana. Authorities say that the only item she believed to have had with her was her car keys and possibly her driver's license. She was driving looks like an Audi. Authorities have not shared any evidence of foul play, but the circumstances, including her abandoned phone, well, that's not good, and sudden disappearance on foot and the lack of any confirmed sightings have fueled growing concern. She was in college. Yeah, this will be a sad story. Human traffickers, we need to shoot them. Fuck them. If you're a human trafficker, you should be shot. Fuck you. No quarter. Bam. Fuck you, you piece of shit. The mother told CBS affiliates that she and her daughter had been sleeping together early Christmas Eve when she felt Camilla get out of bed. 90 minutes later, she woke up to realize her daughter was gone. Haven't seen since. Called her cell phone. Cell phone was there on the bed, and it was turned off. I put it to charge, went out to look for her. Thought I would find her like other times. Never seen her since. Family members and friends spent the Christmas day searching. No sign of the 19-year-old. What's up, America? And now they're distraught as this is happening. It's not normal for her to disappear. I only asked God to bring her home as the search continued this Christmas Day. They issued an emotional plea to the public and online. Please help me find my family. Continue to share this. I'll make a video about this on TikTok later, so my 355,000 or 25,000 people can see that. Acknowledging the timing of the disappearance on the year's most sacred holiday. More than likely based on what's going on here. I hate to say it. I hope she wasn't trafficked, but we all know how things go, and it's fucking bullshit because traffickers need to be shot. She's on a plane. Winner of $1.82 billion Powerball jackpot will get approximately $840 million only. And, of course, chaos in a small Idaho town as gunman with access to jail opens fire inside the sheriff's office. 3 people were shot, including 1 officer, when a gunman rampaged through a northern Idaho community and stormed into the local sheriff's office. The shooting in Wallace, a small town near the Montana border, broke out at around 2:30 p.m. local time. That's when the gunman shot 2 women who were inside a parked pickup truck, according to the Shoshone County Sheriff, William Eddy. During a press conference after the shooting, Sheriff Eddy said the man shot through the windshield of the vehicle and hit both women in their legs. Man, what a terrible shot. The gunman also shot an officer. The man had fired shots into an Ace Hardware also before turning his attention to the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office across the street. Sheriff's Office building also housed the county courthouse and the jail. Suspect gained access to the lobby where there was no staff at the time and began firing into the dispatch center. None of the dispatchers were injured, according to the sheriff. The lobby is always open to people, so you can walk in, and that's just how he did. Gunman managed to shoot a cop inside the lobby, but it was confirmed that a member of the SWAT team returned fire and blew his brains out. Yay! Fuck that asshole. So that guy is no longer alive. Probably shouldn't have been going and shooting a bunch of strangers, you dumb piece of shit. Amazon Prime blasted for cutting iconic scene from It's a Wonderful Life. Now, I tried to make that video the other day. This is actually a story from 2024. They rehashed it in 2025, and it's not the full version that was cut. You can still get the full version, so that's a disingenuous story. Yeah. Don't believe that shit on the London Daily Mail. In-N-Out Burger, no, Jack in the Box is shutting 77 locations because of struggling beef prices. Is that what it is? No, Hardee's is. Hardee's is shutting 77 locations. King Charles and Prince William set for trip aimed at Donald Trump. That'll be fantastic. And FBI Director Kash Patel announces permanent closure of the J. Edgar Hoover building after Deep State Museum promise. Ivanka Trump hits the slopes because they have a bunch of money. And what island? A tropical island is taking Trump deportees. The island of Palau is taking Trump deportees. Really? There's a lot of stories I got to get to at the end of the day here. Fuck. Very nice. Russian agent is detained by the FSA. And Northwest rapper, a girl, has shark's teeth that are diamonds. Who fucking cares? God, the news is so slow. It's definitely Christmas into New Year's, isn't it? Some New Year's celebrations have been canceled. And I did talk about the theft that was going on in Minnesota over on TikTok. It is a lot. I'll put those videos or make videos for YouTube to put those up. Minnesota Somalian slams door on journalist for exposing millions of dollars in daycare fraud. That's going on right now. There's actually billions of dollars of daycare fraud going on throughout Minnesota. The FBI needs to come in, but they're pussyfooting around with this. And it looks like we need prices to come down. Zohran Mamdani appoints the first lesbian New York City fire commissioner. Problem is she has zero firefighting experience. Zohran Mamdani appoints the first lesbian New York City fire commissioner with zero firefighting experience. Starting off good in New York. Can't wait to see what that train wreck will be like at the end. So-called experts continue to get it wrong as Trump shatters job expectations. And a Gallup poll shows that 1 in every 4 French citizens want to leave France because it's rocked with migrant violence. Tim Walz's daughter wishing Merry Christmas to illegal aliens. Wonderful. Let's hear what she has to say. ICE raids Christmas Eve down in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'll have to look that up on X. And of course, as you know, we're still awaiting for attacks in Venezuela. Let me see your lighter real quick. Whether that'll come or not. Trump tasks military with oil quarantine. It's out. Yeah, as you know, Donald Trump has set up. I haven't read polling data. Fuck yourself. What are you talking about? Are you stupid or something? I haven't read polling data. I'm reading Gateway Pundit. Are you stupid or something? You don't know how to read polling data. That's fun. I haven't read any polling data. So, yeah, you want me to go to polling data? I can. I'm not. I'll read my news first. Thank you very much. Fucking idiot. Trump tasks the military with a oil embargo, obviously. China, I think you have no news. Your mom had news last night. That's why I fucked her so good. Anyway, group asks Department of Justice to look into Soros-backed Virginia prosecutor accused of leniency for illegal immigrant suspects. And Fani Willis hits with explosive new allegations tied with massive Democrat money laundering, allegedly. Spain's Pedro Sanchez socialist government allocates 2.3 million euros to finance the digital transformation of the Cuban regime. That's generous of him. You guys are awesome. Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, Irish, wears a hijab to pander to the Somalian community. In a cringe video, Flanagan, who is of course not Muslim. No, this is out.
No, that's the same one that was out.
Sorry. Who is not Muslim, the lieutenant governor, comes against growing backlash against Somali-linked fraud, wore a hijab to say, Assalamu alaikum, my name is Peggy Flanagan. This is the quote of this idiot. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I am really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today. I'm incredibly clear that the Somalian community is part of the fabric of the state of Minnesota. Why are you bending over backwards? Why are you bending over backwards to jack off the Somalian community? What does it gain for you to do this, to make them the number one portion of the state? This is why I don't vote Democrat, because you don't give a fuck about American citizens. It's all about illegal aliens only. It doesn't matter. You hate American citizens. This is my charge to Democrats. Republicans hate the poor. Democrats hate the citizens. So you don't have anybody in government for you. You have the Republicans for the rich and the Democrats for anybody that's not a citizen. So you have illegal immigrants, fraudsters, whatever it is coming from all over the world. They're the priority of Democrats. If you're American, fuck you. So not only has the white community suffered, but the black community has suffered a great deal from that. Now, why is that? Because they took your gerbs. They took your gerbs. So nobody's benefiting from this. Now, who is benefiting from bringing a bunch of Somalians and Muslims over here? The politicians, because they vote for these assholes. So if you bring in a bunch of illegal immigrants to blue states where you're allowed to vote, if you bring in a bunch of Somalian refugees, so it's a power-hungry thing. These people have such little dicks they can't get, or there's that with the juice box. Thank you, Alex. But they have such little dicks they can't get themselves out of power. And so they have to keep dry humping their power that they want in government because they're dickless fuckbags. And why are they doing that? Because they make a lot of money. So will they sell out their entire community for fucking money? Yes, of course they will. Did you expect any different? Who do you think these people are? Of course they're going to sell out their whole community for money. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything except that money. No, it's Chinatown. Yeah, Dearborn's another way. And frankly speaking, I don't care what anybody says. I don't like, go fuck yourself. I'm not off. I'm a realist. You can sit here and preach it any way you want. I'm sick of radical Islam coming into the United States and other places and murdering people. They're knifing people to death in England. They're running. I mean, what about Nice, France? The guy gets in a semi and runs over 85 people and kills them. Is that what you want? No, you're good with that. Look the other way, right? Is that what it is? You don't like, or you're cool with Muslims getting into semis, driving over people on a boardwalk in Nice, France, blowing up an Ariana Grande concert. You're cool with all that? Apparently you are. I don't want my citizens dead, but you dismiss that because, it's a religion of peace. We have to pamper it. No, it's not. It's not a religion of peace. First of all, I don't believe your religion. I think it's a lie bullshit. I don't believe that Muhammad was a prophet. I believe Muhammad was a schizophrenic at the very least. That's my opinion on that, but I don't believe Muhammad. I don't believe his fucking bullshit book. I don't believe his bullshit shit he was telling people. And I get the feeling a great deal of other people didn't either. Yet somehow he led through the sword and took over the Middle East and North Africa before he fucking died. And he didn't go to heaven or the moon on a winged horse and cut it in half. That's stupid. That's retarded. That shot up the country music concert. Oh, I'm well aware. I'm not even on that yet. And don't give me the gun violence thing. There's always some type of angle for everything. The bottom line is nobody's denormalizing evil behavior. And that's a behavior issue. Why does somebody, not whether someone can get a gun and shoot 50 people. I don't give a fuck about that aspect. What I give, because you can have security that can fire back. What I give a fuck is why is there all of a sudden a drive to murder everybody? Well, I mean, you have every angle of saying this. Is it GTA 5? Is it SSRI prescription drugs? Is it lead in the water? Is it just people's political opinion? You have everybody from Salman Rushdie getting stabbed to Charlie Kirk getting his fucking brains blown out, all the way to fucking some, and I do mean some, political violence against the left as well, but mostly perpetrated recently. Now, historically, it was right-wing. Recently, it's left-wing. So what do you got to do about it? Are you going to fucking stop it? Are you going to denormalize behavior? Because everything now, let's just be real. Everything now, look at the behavior of most people on social media. It's snarky, sarcastic, cruel, not nice in any fucking way, and very hard. And people say, well, that's just how it is. No, that behavior makes people kill other people and turns them suicidal. That's why they do that. So it has nothing to do with your politics. It's the cruel behavior. It's the having absolutely no soul within people. So like you right here, Charlie Kirk's death was a net positive. Why did you feel it necessary to even say that? Because you have hatred in your heart. Where does that come from? Where does that well up? Whether you like Charlie Kirk is irrelevant, but where does the hatred in your heart well up to say something like that? Because you're either not raised correctly, or you have no idea what you're talking about, or on top of that, you have a mental illness potentially. But something has to be done about the behavior of people. And nothing will be done about the behavior of people because we've normalized being dickheads to each other. And if you don't believe me, just go on Twitter. What's up, Mike? Just go on Twitter. All it is a dickhead festival. Dickheads to the left of me, dickheads to the right. Absolutely, mate. Dickheads to the left of me, dickheads to the fucking right. Dodgy cunts everywhere. Dodgy cunts fucking everywhere. And what's it mean to be a dodgy cunt? It means to fucking take your internal insecurities out on strangers because you're a dodgy fucking cunt. That's what. And we used to beat the shit out of people like that. But now we don't because you're hiding behind the screen. But you get off on it and it turns the whole world because it's not just one or two people. It's person after person. So when you have armies of this shit and it gets to people and those people lose it, they're not good. They already have to deal with society. They already have to deal with not affording rent, not affording food, not affording clothes, blah, blah, blah. And then they have a bunch of dumbasses always being snarky, sarcastic, and having some dick in their mouth. So that being the case, they finally snap and they go all, what's that movie with Michael Douglas where he fucking starts killing people, falling down? You ever see that movie? Yeah, eventually everybody just goes into falling down mode and starts shooting people because it's a fun, you want to do something. You want to do something to stop the bullshit, but then you end up having bad behavior just like them. Damn right it's a good movie. And so you end up saying, okay, well, now I went out and killed a bunch of bad guys, but it wasn't your job to kill those people because they had a right to justice and judgment also. So now you became the enemy. So you either live long enough or you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. So, but then you have to argue, if you look at a Machiavellian type of way of looking at things, you say, well, maybe a villain is okay. But I disagree. I don't believe everybody is Machiavellian. Now, that's very popular on TikTok. I'm not sure about YouTube, but people have been falling into a Machiavellian style of life, saying that everything that's just good is on the surface. And you only act charitable or nice to people when it advantages you. Now, normally that's true. I have a gun. I can do it. It's not difficult. I've killed before. Anyway, but that being the case, at what point do you say, okay, we have to deflate society? We have to deflate the behavior of society. In some ways, hippies are right, but for the wrong reasons. And in some cases, neocons are wrong for the right reasons. You see what I'm saying? And so when you look at like the definition and establishment of the way hippies work, hippies are like peace, love, keep everybody with your own intentions and your own lifestyles, and we don't infringe on blah, blah, blah. But of course, that's been hijacked because, now you have to remove a fence and all this other dumb shit. But their desire for peace is, what's up, America? But the desire for peace, right, definitely is in their bones. And so they're right on that aspect. But all they want to do is get fucked up and be a horrible person a lot of times. So it's for the wrong reasons. But then you have the neocons basically saying, we want law and order and justice in a society that's stable and growing, and we have a uniform system of works and blah, blah, blah. And they're correct. It is good, but the way they do it is incorrect because it leads to injustice and all this other bullshit, specifically economic injustice. So that being the case, it's like you have to deflate the psychosis of society. And people aren't going to deflate the psychosis of a society because they get off on rage baiting or being rage baited. Some people just they're just misandrous and some or misogynist, and some people are fucking masochists and sadomasochists. It depends on how your wiggle is when it comes to politics. But nevertheless, these type of things need to be ironed out. The main reasons and the main thoughts of people are these. Why is everybody, one, so goddamn angry all the time, whether you get paid or whether you get laid, whatever it is? One, why are people so angry? Two, why is everybody acting so miserable in a country that's supposed to be the best economic, possibility that the world has to offer? Why does everybody need to be shit-faced or do drugs all the time? I'm sitting here smoking weed right in front of you for reasons I still am not fully aware, but I'm not going to stop doing it. So what's the reason? And I'm just going to ask, and I ask people all the time, I'll do it again. First of all, why is everybody so angry? Anybody let me know in the comments. Second of all, why is everybody so miserable? Third of all, why does everybody feel that they are entitled to be mean to everybody? And fourth of all, why does everybody believe that they're entitled to some form of accountability for everything when they're not? So those are the main questions. Those are the societal behaviors that need to be changed. People underestimate meanness, right? Meanness is what's destroying society. People didn't used to be like this, but long ago there was a shift in the behavior of people. What's up, America? There was a change of people's behavior where snarky sarcasm was normalized, and people thought that that was a way to live. And that snarky sarcasm came into what's called a contrarian behavior. And the contrarian behavior is not bad. Contrarian behavior is not bad. It's good to ask questions. It's good to say this or that's bullshit, and here's why. So it's good to have a healthy debate, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. But the contrarian behavior got into such an overdrive pattern that now liberals believe no matter what Donald Trump does, it's criminal, even if it helps America. And conservatives say anything liberals do is an absolute destruction of our economy and world, when it's clearly not the case. And then you can get into religion and every other aspect. And it's a mix of digging in your heels with stubborn assholeness, with meanness. And everybody acts like they're a brain damaged retard. And I don't understand what we can do about this situation. There has to be a way to fix this. And you know what I mean? Yeah, and then you have healthy debate and someone shoots you. And then the people that got shot, the Republic, now they blame the liberals. And now it's never going to end. So the deflation has to come somewhere. Now, the one way you can get everybody out of being mad at each other is when everybody has money. Thank you, Judah. When everybody has money, that's when the hostilities stop. But if you keep the population poor, then you can utilize that population to be pissed off in a direction that you would like them to. So everybody has a direction. Right now, you have liberals trying to get people pissed off that immigrants are being removed. And there's a contingent of people that are mad about that. On the Republican side, you have contingents of people, no, I'm not, that don't want immigrants in here. When you're taking tax money and giving it to immigrants that are illegal, they get pissed off. And so you have two opposing sides that are pissed off. The reality of the situation is that there should have never been an open door to any place in any country. It should have just been the way it was, where people just come as they are, and the caravans that were being normalized, like even if you're a liberal, oh, I've done it. You don't need to tell me. I went to grad school. You don't need to tell me shit. So the caravans that were coming up under Joe Biden, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, can you agree that that was out of control? You want me to show you my degree, you fucking idiot? You're ignorant and hateful. You're a fucking idiot. And you have no idea what you're even talking about. So, the caravans were coming up under Joe Biden. Would you agree that was bad or good? Right? I'm not here to get yelled at by a bunch of dumb fucks. I'm here to ask you questions. So, bad or good? 15,000, 10,000 people a day coming over illegally. Bad or good? The government lifting up the gates so they come in. Bad or good? Now, why bad? Why good? Why would it be bad and why would it be good? I have yet to... Okay, so somebody says good. Why good and why bad? All right, I'm not here for fucking... I'm not here to be a punching bag because you don't know me. Here, fuckhead. Yes, I do have a degree. Fucking retard.
Honey, you don't have to fucking prove shit.
No, fuck this idiot.
I already blocked him anyway.
You want me or my wife? You don't have a degree.
Honey, I already blocked him, so...
I know, but still, fuck this idiot.
You're not going to be able to show him because he's not.
You can't block people on here. You can only mute
can
them.
hide them, which...
So, here's my degree right there. Let's open that up. First of all, I'm not going to show my last name. This is my certificate from the University of Queensland. This was Archaeological Field School. Suck my dick. Here's my degree in anthropology. God damn it. There, can you see it? Yeah. So, yes, I have a degree. Suck my dick. So does my wife. Mine's in anthropology. Hers is in criminal justice. Then on top of that, my wife's got, what, an associate's degree? You have two.
I have 2 associates.
My wife's got 2 associate's degrees. Yeah, no, it's easy to get now. This was back in 2009 when I got mine. Don't downplay my achievements, you fuck. Who do you think you are? Where's your fucking degree, bucko? I went to grad school, too. You want to talk about that? Or you want to fucking sit there and flap your mouth? What is it? The bottom line is you can't fucking normalize bringing over everybody from the third world into the first world. Why is that? Because it will turn the first world into the third world. Why will it do that? Because the third world will take from the first world. Well, that's just normalization. That's redistribution of wealth. Yes, from supremely wealthy billionaires, that's a good idea. From the regular middle-class people, that is a terrible idea. You know what I'm saying? So, if you, the top 1,000 wage earners must not, yeah, this was hard to get. This was back in the day. The top 1,000 wage earners in the United States need to give more money to the poor. But if you give the money to the poor through the government will blow the money on shit. It will blow the money on shit, and the government will spend it on things that are nonsense and ridiculous. So you have to have third-party oversight for any type of money coming from the wealthy. Otherwise, it will be wasted and squandered. And somebody that's a refugee from fucking Bamako will be getting a goddamn $1 million for a fraudulent daycare up in Minneapolis. So you got to understand that you have to do things correctly. Do the rich need to pay more? Yes. How much more does the rich need to pay? Oh, that's on my arm. So here you go, baby. If the rich pays, oh damn. So I've already done the math on this. My hearing went out in my left ear from that cough.
Oh, nice.
Wow. So I've already done rich. The top 1,000 wage earners. So all of them make like, I think it was like 5.2 billion and above. Yeah, if you have a concrete business that you started, right, and then you fucking go up to like $6 million, you're not rich. What you did is you made a business and you're your own boss. The top 1,000, and I've got the numbers right here. The top 1,000 wage earners in America control 94% of the available wealth. Okay? So that means that approximately 335 million Americans, give or take, are sharing 6% of the wealth, while 1,000 people hold 94% of the wealth. So do you think that's good? Well, they worked harder. That's not actually true. That's not Bitcoin. That would be fun if I had the money. They don't actually have, they were born into it. Like Elon Musk, his family had an emerald mine in South Africa. They didn't necessarily fall, ass backwards into, he fell ass backwards into money. Jeff Bezos is one of the world's richest people. They don't produce anything. And gearing an entire economy on the super wealthy doesn't pay for the rest of the people. But on paper, the stock market keeps going up. So as long as the green keeps going up, everybody believes that we're wealthy, even though 95% of the stock market is held by the wealthy people that control 94% of the money. So there's no gain. The stock market, that money is going to the people that are the wealthiest most of the time anyway. So if you took, let's say, the rich control the top 1,000 people control 94% of the money available in the United States. If they controlled simply 88% of the money and not 94% of the money, the American people, the average American person would double their standing, wealth, gain, and lifestyle. So what would double your gain be? Me and my wife live in a double right now. It's a nice one. But if I could have double this for the same shit or have cars that are half price, yes, but they're obsessed with being the first trillionaire. It's not socialism. This is my explanation, and I said this on TikTok just an hour ago. You are looking, and stay with me, listen to what I'm saying. By the year 2030, you're looking at 70% of jobs being taken by artificial intelligence. Yet you're offering no social safety net and telling people to work harder and get a job, though you know 70% of jobs will be taken by AI. So, oh shit. So over here is AI taking 70% of your jobs. And then here's you not having a job, saying, work harder, get another job. 70% of the jobs are gone. Let's remember that. That's the first thing we have to remember. 70% of the jobs. So you're going to be running on 30% of the jobs. Then you're going to lose all those people, millions of people saying get more jobs that are clearly not going to be available because 70% are gone. If 20% were gone, maybe, if you're lucky. But 70% means you're fucked. Meaning that you're going to have what? 110 million homeless people? How's that going to work? Well, then with AI, we can quadruple our production. Great. But people won't have money to buy it. So what the fuck are we doing here? You can automate every job. We make a bunch of cars. Great. You quadrupled car production. Who's going to buy it with no money, you retard? How the fuck are we going to do this? Right? Because there's no money to buy the car if everybody doesn't have a job, you idiot. Well, what we need to do is it looks like, yes, you'll either have to not do AI or you'll have to do UBI. There's no way around that. Or you will have a bunch of fucking people starving to death. Now, I would say they'll just usher in universal basic income, but they won't. They will let everybody starve to death and be homeless, and you know they will. You deep down know. Do you see a social safety net coming up for AI? Absolutely not. They're actually trying to remove social safety net, actually trying to remove social safety nets so that you get less benefits, right? So what are we going to do about that? What's up, Nana? How are we going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with losing 70% of your jobs to AI with a growing need for a job as prices increase? So the goalposts are being moved further and further. Even on YouTube here, they're automating all this shit. There's an apocalypse going on YouTube. Did you know that? Go look on X. Just go look up YouTube ban on X. It's like diarrhea. You cannot imagine how horrifying it is going right now. There is people just being banned left and right for God knows what. And they're saying it's AI. I don't know if it is. That's the consensus online. But the bottom line is this is not all good. And you're going to be finding yourself jobless. Well, my job's safe. It's not. I'm in construction. Nope. Welding. Nursing, not a chance. Doctors, nope. All of it. Any job you're thinking of. Fucking acting, content creation. Did you know they're making 10,000 AI podcasts right now? Some of them are number 4, 5, and 6 on Spotify. Made up by an AI. No guy at all, no girl at all. Just blobbity bullfuck. Coming from an AI, and people are listening. Oh man, that's amazing. What's up, Irish? You know, that's amazing. Yeah, it is. It's happening right now. It's happening, and content creation's going AI. Some people are saying half of this platform's AI. I can't prove that. I don't know the numbers. I'd like to know if you have any insight on that. But it's not going to be a better fucking world. And when they take your jobs from it and you can't get a job because AI took it all, your assumption is that you're going to be paid something so you don't starve to death. That cannot be further from the truth. You being paid something for your job loss is not going to happen. It cannot be further from the truth. What you're going to see is godforsaken, humongous rises in homelessness. Then that's going to permeate through Donald Trump's presidency. Won't get too bad till near the end of it. Then the liberal that wins the next election will open up the floodgates of socialism and universal basic income, and guess what'll happen? It will be misappropriated, and you're going to be living in like a quasi-RoboCop world. You know what I'm talking about? Not the Frutiger Arrow shit that you're looking for with the nice buildings and the no. That's not happening. You're going to be living in fucking godforsaken shit town. Why? Because they're not going to prepare for it. There's not going to be enough resources for everybody. And the resources that will be allocated will be stolen. You see the amount of theft going on and fraud right now here in the United States. So put that on steroids and that's what you're getting. 17 hours ago, the Saudi Arabian Air Force just attacked Yemen. Yeah, there you go. So that's happening a couple hours ago. So just be prepared for the AI situation as it comes. A lot of you out there believe you're not going to be losing your job. America first always. Are you kidding me? Wait, are you AIPAC? If you're AIPAC, oh, of course. Of course. I like Israel, though. I've never been. I want to go see a lot of stuff there, but there's also a lot of other countries. Anybody been to Egypt? Is it worth it? Like, I don't have the money to go any of those places, but has anybody been to Egypt? Like, I'm hearing good things. I'm hearing bad things. I'd like to have some of the Turkish food over in Turkey. My wife is unsure about Turkish food, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she would be into Turkish food. I fucking love Turkish food. I think it's fucking grand old flag. What the fuck is going on here? The whole computer system just froze. Oh my God, what is wrong with X? Wow. So, now we're going to go on to a segment called Looking at Fucked Up Twitter Videos. We're going to go look at some fucked up Twitter videos, X videos, whatever the fuck it is, about some of the shit that's coming up on my feed. A lot of it with angry robots. Does anybody want to look? They watch it. Oh, of course they are. Yeah, who doesn't love Israel? Is this a YouTube video? I don't want to fuck. If it's a YouTube video, I don't want to take anybody's shit on here. Let me see. Here's the full it's a 42-minute video of Nick Shirley. Is that you? Is that you? Did I say YouTube video? Is that a 42-minute video of Nick Shirley? Is that YouTube? If it is, I won't touch it. If it's not, I'll show it on here. It's Nick Shirley exposing. You just glitched. Oh, they are watching me. Oh, that is not good. That's not happy. If not, I'll shout out Nick Shirley and say go. He's probably way fucking more popular than me anyway. Let's see what he got on here. He's got 1 million followers. Yep. And yes, that is on YouTube, so I will not be posting that whatsoever on here because, fuck that. You know what I mean? But go check out Nick Shirley. He's the guy that's going and doing investigative reporting. Oh, God, where he is exposing the bullshit that's going on here. So, there we go. AI also took makes new jobs. It does make new jobs, but it doesn't make enough jobs to circumvent the destruction of the working class now. Unless you can educate your working class for free. Now, that's another thing. So if you can educate your working class for free, then it doesn't matter. So if you can get a bunch of biomechanical engineers instead of service workers, then you're going to make a good society. And that's actually where we should be looking into. Unfortunately, nobody's willing to pay the money because they're greedy fuckbags and their dicks are so small you can't point them out with a microscope. So let's see what we got here because I'm seeing a lot of this shit at the same time as you are. So.
Everybody's going to say Mitch is a bad guy. Of course he's a bad guy. They wouldn't have put it.
Hold on. Let me see here because this is the country of Niger. What is this? Officially assumed rotating presidency of Niger. Donald Trump Niger is terminating visa insurance to the United States because of Donald Trump. Who fucking cares? Oh, God, look at that. That looks like diarrhea in a bowl. God, would you eat some of that? Oh, man. Like, I eat international food, but that is like that. Oh, good God. Yeah, so fuck the country. Niger will no longer issue visas to American citizens. Oh, honey, I don't get to go to Niger. Oh, no. What am I going to do? Oh, man, I am really upset about that. I know, I'm sure it's a beautiful country that I'd probably get fucking destroyed.
Well, that guy's gonna die. It's like broken bones.
Yeah, it is like broken bones, isn't it? Okay, yeah, this is okay. There's the dude. This is the guy out here. This dude right here, he's exposing Somalian fraud. So he goes up to these daycare centers that are clearly not daycare centers, and There's like he tries to get his kid and like signed up or says it, and nobody will do it, and it's just some fucking bullshit scam. Somebody says the West beat the Nazi Party to become a retarded version of it. Yeah, I could see that. And then what's this right here? Masculinity in 2025. A shirtless dude at a concert crying to a rapper. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, dude's cutting up. Oh, he's tearing up. Look at that. Oh, dude's got himself a tampon. I'm sorry about that, little guy. Heavily armed police with Albanese, President Albanese. 130 students. There you go. 130 students and 12 teachers from a Catholic school in Nigeria held captive or been released.
These strikes happening just days after the return of more than 100 children and teachers who were abducted from a Catholic school in Nigeria just before Thanksgiving. In total, 130 students and 12 teachers were set free on Wednesday after more than a month in captivity. Now, in a statement, U.S. African Command did say the strike killed multiple members of ISIS, but
we killed ISIS.
Specific details on the military logistics. President Trump does warn there will be more strikes on terrorists in Nigeria.
Good, man. Fuck them, man. I'll tell you what. What is this? People have no idea how bad it's gotten. DEI is killing people. People who look at me with a 3.8 GPA, publication top awards, barely get a look. Meanwhile, a 2.7 GPA, no publications awards, lower 50% of MCATs will get neurosurgeon. When you're applying for medical school, everyone tell you not to apply with a 2.7 GPA and a 498 MCAT because you won't get in. And then this lady that got in that's going to be a doctor. And there you go, 2.7 GPA, doctor. Oh, mercy. That is a bad score to be a doctor. Jesus fucking Christ. Pakistani immigrants in Japan blocked a road for a couple hours to perform Islamic rituals and assert dominance over the local population. Fuck off. Back to your country, mate. Fuck off. Ick. Okay. I'm about sick of Islam. I'm sorry. Here's Russians looting a jewelry store in Moscow because they're broke from Putin's war. This is just the random news going off throughout the world. Figured I'd show you how things are going. Bliartsuka! Привет! Нет, до свидания. What's this? Trump has a video of them jacking. Interesting. Let's see. I wonder what Mem Donnie's up to. Anyway, sorry about this. Not much going on. Is there right now, honey? Big bunch of flop. By the way, thumbs up the live stream, and if you got it, gift. Foreign Minister of India says Indians who are supposed to go to the U.S. on visas are stranded in India because of delays with appointments.
While we do understand, as you also understand appointments, while we do understand, as you also understand, that visa-related issues pertain to the sovereign domain of any country. We have flagged these issues and our concerns of our nationals to the US side, both here in New Delhi and in Washington.
Oh yeah, Ice Skull.
And we hope that these delays and these disruptions will be addressed. There are several people who have been they have been stranded for extended period of time because of scheduling or rescheduling issues of consular appointments, and these have also caused a lot of hardships to their families.
Oh man.
From David Culver, we just heard. What did you think?
Well, in a way, I think it's sad. I think that those Border Patrol agents are going to have a difficult time when they're out in the field and they see what actually happens in real life.
Oh
Summer
God,
training.
this one.
But I do understand that their primary incentive is financial. I think it just speaks to the financial situation that millions of Americans find themselves in. And I definitely am concerned about that report.
Let me get your reaction.
She is worthless. Saul Lopez Perez, arrested in North Carolina for the brutal murder of a man attempting to murder another man using a metal pipe. He's an immigration detainer holder, another Democrat hero. So I don't know what that means, but I just read.
In connection to the homicide investigation near the Magnolia Terrace Apartments in University City on Kirk Farm Lane, 24-year-old Saul Perez was arrested yesterday around 6:20 p.m. Perez is charged with first-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon with an attempt to kill. He's accused of killing Marvin Alonzo and attempting to kill another man. An arrest has been made in connection to
Wonderful.
the homicide investigation.
And what do we got here? Illegal invading our country is not a criminal offense, according to CNN's Abby Phillip.
And I don't think anybody disagrees with that. 7 million means that they're not just going after criminals.
Well, they're going after people who are in the country illegally, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the criminals, this is a much bigger universe than
Doesn't that make you a criminal?
No, it doesn't.
To come across the border illegally?
Coming into the country illegally is a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense.
Okay, if you come into the country illegally, here's the message.
It's actually
We're gonna
not
find you and
true.
send you back. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
It's
And
a
I think the government
supersession
should pull
law.
all the levers at its disposal to find people and pull this off. It's what the American people asked Donald Trump to do. Yes, they should be deporting violent people. Yes, they should be deporting people who committed violent acts before they came here. But at some juncture, if you're going to allow any illegal immigration at all, the message then goes out. Just get here, it'll probably work out for you. That
Yeah,
was
I
the last
know,
administration. This is the different
The
one.
I don't think anybody disagrees
So, what do you
with
think about
7
that?
million means that they're not just going after criminals.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. Meet Lisa Wellman, Noel Frame, Twana Nobles, and Claire Wilson. 4 Democrat Washington state senators are sponsoring a bill that reduces the penalties for child sex offenders caught in sting operations. These are the 4 women that are doing that. This is Washington State stating, quote, "Oh my God, state sentencing guidelines commission has voted for recommendations to reduce penalties for sex offenders caught during sting operations." This right here is the incoming superintendent of FCS schools in North Carolina. She went on a podcast to promote DEI policies, which including understanding implicit bias, equitable practices, cultural responsive pedology. What? Says she's focused on pushing race, gender-based curriculum on children to create inclusive environments. Beware.
You implemented restorative practices at 16 middle schools. You developed first-generation college students ambassadors program and implemented district-wide professional development on understanding implicit bias, equitable practices, and culturally responsive pedagogy.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. When I hear some of those things, it is amazing.
How do you maintain equity focus in terms of your district in particular?
Focus.
So I think that there are a couple of pieces. The first piece is I think we have to recognize and acknowledge where we are, not only in the context of where you are, whether it's a school or a school district in the state, but where we are, as a country. There are quite a few things if we think about the experiences. I've been very fortunate. I was in Baltimore City when our city experienced the Freddie Gray uprising. And so recognizing how that impacted a city and the children And I have always
I don't care for
had
her
a
voice.
passion for working in urban schools. So I personally have connection to making sure that we are being very thoughtful around not only our students of color, but also other equity issues, whether it speaks to sexual orientation or it speaks to gender. If you're thinking through adopting curriculum, making sure that, so for example, on issues of equity and race, when you're looking at literacy, how many of the main characters will you see in the text that are of color?
Oh,
What are
trust
the
me, I know.
questions
I'm an
that they're
anthropologist.
making with the literature? What are the authors that they're
So,
using? One of the
you
things
gotta
that's
tell
important
me.
to us in Durham is really making sure that we're being thoughtful around all of these issues.
Okay, her voice is here. 39 convicted killers walked free in Massachusetts after judge scraps life without parole for emerging adults. That might be a problem coming out. White House press secretary is pregnant.
This is a major big deal.
Today, a woman raised her hand and shattered a glass.
Thank you, who? John?
Sometimes the best
Thank you, Johnny.
is a woman.
Lillian Bonsignore was sworn in today as chief of the FDNY's EMS operations. She'll oversee more than 4,000 EMTs and paramedics. Bonsignore is the first woman and the first openly gay person to rise to the top of the EMS ranks.
You are now leading the busiest, and in my opinion, the very best emergency medical service anywhere in the world.
Chief Bonsignore savored the moment and the milestones.
There are some folks out there.
It's another first.
Members
Wow.
this is a possibility for them. And I want them to know that there is nothing that can stop them from finding success.
Bagpipes would have been nice to hear. These are the 20 Democrats who are suing Trump over restrictions on sex changes. Democrats insisted kids aren't getting sex changes and it's right-wing conspiracy. So they're suing the Trump administration, according to this. So that's one of the, what do we have here? Yemeni immigrant indicted on fraud.
You happy now? For Hamza Shami? All of you guys. America, it.
Oh, hear that?
Words from the wife of this Lovejoy Corner Deli owner as she left his corner raiment today with their daughter throwing up the bird.
This was in 2016.
This defendant is accused of flagrantly abusing the public trust.
Who says that?
Jury indicted 37-year-old Ahmed Al-Shami for
Really?
stamp fraud. Investigators say he would exchange.
Oh,
money
saying it's been going for
to
years.
use
Okay.
their EBT cards, then go to big box retailers to purchase items for his store. Transactions totaling almost $4,000.
Who's selling Pepsi for 99 cents a 2 liter? You can't buy Pepsi for 99 cents for a 2 liter if you're an independent store owner. You have to charge more.
Buffalo Council member Richard Fontana lives near the deli. He says a lot of illegal activity has been going on at the store, and it has been a major problem for the Lovejoy community.
He was essentially the worst store owner I've seen in my 20 years at City Hall.
There you go, honey. Cut all that out. So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I will, I'll be on here for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get off here. So, here you go.
Lillian Bonsignore is a career first responder. In just 9 days, she'll be running the world's busiest fire department, one of the most important appointments of the incoming administration.
And they deserve a leader who cares about their work because she did it herself, who understands every detail, and who will fight tirelessly to empower FDNY and make it the best firefighting force.
Did she say she's never been a firefighter?
Began her career as an EMT in 1991 and was ultimately promoted to chief of the city's EMS division, where she served for 3 years before retiring in 2022. Although she never served as a firefighter.
Okay, so she has some kind of.
That won't matter.
I know the job. I know what the firefighters need, and I can translate that to this administration who's willing to listen. I know what EMS needs. I have been EMS for 30 plus years.
Bonsignore is a trailblazer for the LGBTQ community, who will serve as the FDNY.
Jason, what's up, America?
Commissioner. She's a highly respected, detail-oriented manager whose style has been compared to NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, who will remain in her post in the new administration.
I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know. What do you know about these people? Everybody was up in arms about it. They're like, oh, the first lesbian. I'm like, does it really, like, is she good or not? That's really the question, right? Does she suck ass or not? Here you go. Outside of a Mexican restaurant, they banned ice. This woman was stabbed to death in by a mentally ill criminal. I think there was, I made a video about that on TikTok. Felony charges of reckless endangerment. Oh, Jesus. What do we have here? Minnesota judge overturned verdict to let... the Minnesota judge overturns jury verdict to let Somali fraudster walk free.
Big reversal in a $7.2 million fraud case in Hennepin County. The judge has thrown out the jury's guilty verdict.
This wasn't some technical hiccup. These fraudsters, Abdel Yusuf and Lul Ahmed, were convicted on 6 counts of charges, months of evidence, a jury that deliberated for hours, all erased in one ruling.
Yusuf and his wife, Lol Ahmed, were charged with stealing $7.2 million of taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling.
Yes,
in a
sir, it
personal
is,
care
Dave.
Assistant, or PCA, scam. The couple allegedly spent tens of thousands of the fraud money.
And here's the part that rattled people inside the system. The judge didn't say the fraud didn't happen. She said the state couldn't prove who was responsible, which raised this question on everyone's minds. If a case this obvious can't hold, what happens to the rest? Because this ruling hit while Minnesota is already buried under billion-dollar fraud scandals, overseas money trails, and growing federal probes into how taxpayer money keeps disappearing. And here's the twist most people missed. Once that verdict collapsed,
It is, isn't it?
stopped being one defendant. It became about whether Minnesota's system can still enforce fraud at all, or whether the feds are stepping in because the state no longer can. And that's where this story really starts. Here's why this case collapsing came out of nowhere and was shocking for most people. This wasn't a messy jury split or a hung panel. It was a unanimous guilty verdict, and that's because all the facts were on the prosecution's side. The fraudulent couple
Tim Hortons. Oh, dude.
that barely existed, and billing Minnesota.
That's the problem right there, was going to Tim Hortons.
Either weren't documented or never happened at all. But that wasn't all.
Their coffee sucks, and so does their little donut or the little pastries.
Out of a mailbox. at a
I didn't care.
centralized
I don't care
address
for Tim
where
Hortons.
multiple other home health care companies were supposedly.
Yes, you do, Johnny. You do hear a joint being rolled. It's already rolled. It's waiting. It's got a lot of keef in it.
Personal accounts. Nearly $400,000 withdrawn in cash. You might be thinking, what could they have possibly needed that much money for? Well, according to prosecutors, they splurged it on luxury purchases, mansions, luxury vacations, a lifestyle that stood out immediately because it didn't exactly line up with their paycheck.
The files documenting.
I made a video about this too
in which
on
defendants,
TikTok.
get this, took taxpayer money that was obviously meant to feed hungry kids during the pandemic, and instead they used it to buy fancy cars, property, jewelry.
And when jurors heard all that evidence, it only took them a few hours.
Okay, we know. Here's a person right here from saying that this person's threatening to rape and murder the family. Love how everybody is real fucking weird. And how our illegals are getting mortgages. And then I'll get off here in a minute.
The costs go up, and so during the Biden administration, there were over 12 million illegal aliens that came over the border, straining our housing supply and making the costs go up. And so we work with Secretary Noem at DHS, as you alluded to make sure that only American citizens are living in HUD-funded housing. We also took away FHA-backed mortgages from illegal aliens during the Biden administration. They turned a blind eye. But we're going to keep the law to make sure that these mortgages, which are backed by the taxpayer, go only to the American people. And lastly, we are mandating that every public housing authority give us a comprehensive account who's living in every unit in taxpayer HUD-funded housing.
Wow, there was another impact of that wide open border. Absolutely.
During the Biden administration, there were over 12 million.
All right, well, that's it right now. I'm on here long enough, so whatever's clever. Let me return that. What's up, America? Yeah, they don't give a fuck, man. It's ridiculous. So it's late. I'm sick of being on here. Stranger Things was medium. We watched the rest of Stranger Things. There were 3 episodes that were put out last night. We saw 2 yesterday and the finish tonight. And, you know what I mean? Damn right, Nana. Me too. And there's one coming out on New Year's. So we'll see if that's good or not. And that's what it is. So I'll make more videos.
It's really weird. Move your head to the left again. Watch someone get started.
Yeah, I know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because you're not blocking the light. So why does that?
It's the Matrix. The Matrix is opening me up. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be on here tomorrow. I'll be on TikTok too, but then I'll be on here afterwards. I'm gonna read my government tomorrow, and so you can see if you actually like me or not. I'm sure you do, because I've read the government before, and most of you think it's good, but whatever. It's 11:45 where I am. So I'll be back tomorrow. Subscribe here on YouTube. It's free. Obviously, check out my videos. I know AI is becoming a big part of YouTube, and I don't think many people are really thrilled at what's going on recently. I have heard basically just a channel apocalypse here on this platform from lots of people who are shitty as holy fuck on Twitter. And the anger seems to be growing. I don't really know what to tell you about it. It's not my thing. I mean, first thing you go down, attention, they're busting people for basically nothing. I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe AI needs to try to learn on a case-by-case basis at first, and then, ramp up later. Because right now it seems like it's pretty fucked up, and there's a lot of faceless YouTube channels making like 30 grand a month and shit that clearly are just garbage. And then there's people on here that are talking on YouTube or making other content that are just not being seen because they're being drowned out in many cases by faceless YouTube channel stories coming up on their recommendations. Thank you, Adam. So that's that. So don't forget to subscribe, share, like, hit the notification button. If you don't like me, block me or whatever and go fuck yourself. And I'll be back tomorrow on TikTok. Hello America Sup on TikTok. And subscribe to me here. Yeah, see you. Bye. If you have a bunch of money, Cash App and Venmo is down there. And you can gift me in the next 3, 2, 1, stuff like that. See you later. Bye.